So let's go ahead and get straight into the Invincible episode character rankings. We are on Invincible episode 7. Invincible episode 7 character rankings because I believe most of the greatest episodes are driven by the greatest characters. Space Cruiser, Space Racer, he put up, I don't know why, I just like something about Space Cruiser just rolls right off the tongue. I don't know why. Was there like a car named Space Cruiser or something? Or something? Because I don't know why I just want to call him that every time, but Space Racer on an absolute masterclass. I think he has to be an S. And this episode is not so much character per se, not much of character writing or just a display of character that we've gotten shown. Characters that have lived up to the hype and characters who have not lived up to the hype. So you know what? That's actually what we're going to change this up to. You get the hype, lived up to the hype, Fraud Watch, and Fembot. So we have exceeded the hype, lived up to the hype, Fraud Watch, and Fembot. The rest of these two we're not even going to use. If you don't know what Fembot means, then I would suggest you watch some of the Daredevil portions to really get it. Or, just watch the Daredevil show. It's great anyways. But I would say Space Racer has 100% not only lived up to the hype, but has exceeded the hype. I was expecting for Space Racer to do quite a bit. Well, not that I was expecting it. I was hoping he would, but what I was expecting was not what we got. I was expecting him to at least kill a Viltrumite. I didn't think he was going to kill more than one. I thought they would have given him one, and that would have been it. And it would have made me mad considering the type of weapon he has. And the fact that he, without the gun in just hands alone, he was able to fend himself off from both Omni-Man and Alan. But you're telling me he can't do the same when it comes to these Viltrumites? That's what I was expecting to come into. I was expecting to put him maybe right in between lived up to the hype and Fraud Watch. But man, we got an absolute masterclass. So first thing he does when he comes in the scene, boom, one shots one Viltrumite, stings a couple of others on the way. But then he was also carrying I always forget their names, but the damn demon dogs. He was carrying these. And man, he unleashed them on all the Viltrumites and they put up numbers. They were already a bad matchup, but Space Racer bringing those in really helped even out the playing field. Because, man, they were going through the Viltrumites. So Space Racer. Oh, and then to top it all off, first off, he caught multiple Viltrumite bodies. I believe the exact amount, is 2, but it could have been 3. But mind you, he was also a part of destroying the Viltrum planet. So he has to go up into the Hall of Fame. He has exceeded the hype. I didn't think he would go that crazy. I was hoping for the most, but I wasn't expecting it. So for what we got from him, completely went over for me. Completely. Is that Tech Jacket right there? Is this Tech Jacket? Why does it look like if Omni-Man put on the Tech Jacket suit? That's not the Tech Jacket we have, right? No, there's no way. What's Spawn doing here? Oh, forget that. Is it Doomsday? Anyways, let's look for Tech Jacket. Maybe that is Tech Jacket. It's like it is Tech Jacket. Well, obviously, that's not our Tech Jacket. So when you see this, just know we're talking about our Tech Jacket. I think Tech Jacket lived up to the hype. I think so. She was a major part of weakening the Viltrumites with the darts, but those weren't her darts. She got those darts from all the work Nolan and Alan did, and then the scientists back on the planet. But one thing that I did really like from her was the fact that she was able to hold them off on her own. She didn't always need somebody to come and save her. And she also has a beam that can, most likely, it can go straight through a Viltrumite. Maybe not the strongest ones, maybe not Thrag, but it'll definitely go through some Viltrumites because we've seen her hit a blast on a Viltrumite. The Viltrumite woman dodged, but she still got nicked. And where she got nicked, it literally took a chunk off of her body. So we could say that potentially, well, we already know she has beaten a Mark variant, right? But they did say that one was weaker, whatever. But the fact that she has a beam that's that capable offensively is really great for her. Not only that, though, but she also saved Space Racer. Space Racer was a dead creature floating out in space. And he was going to be cooked, but she came through and healed his mask with her own tech. See, now that's very useful. Of course, I knew she could do that for herself, but to be able to do that for others as well is extremely so useful. It lived up to the hype. She didn't do anything crazy, but everywhere she was at, she was making an impact and she was being useful. So that's why I'm going to put her where she's at. Who's next? I think we're getting into the Viltrumites. The Demon Dogs for sure lived up to the hype. They went absolutely crazy. We don't even need to go into that too much. He definitely lived up to the hype. I can't say that he exceeded the hype. I can't say that he exceeded the hype because at the end of the day, he is a Viltrumite. So we are expecting a lot from him. And he's an older one. And as they say, you only get stronger with age. So I was expecting good work from him. And that's exactly what we got. He beat the absolute snot rockets out of General Krieg and pretty much mocks him while breaking his arm, pretty much saying, and by the way, his arm was like a shriveled up onion the entire episode after fighting with that. So, and then on top of that, this was also a part of the trio that, or well, the quadruplet that blew up the planet. So I definitely used that 4-man word wrong. But he was part of the 4-man crew that took down the planet. So of course we have to put him where he's at. Could we have gotten more? We could, but we know what happened, right? So it is what it is. Of course, he got what was coming to him anyways. It was long overdue from Thrag. I'm surprised Thrag didn't do that the moment he's seen him, but it is what it is. General Krieg. General Krieg is on absolute fraud watch. He came in and put up 0 points. He was getting beat up by pretty much everybody. He was getting beat up by Thaddeus. He had to jump Alan in a 3v1, and Alan was really banging with him, but Alan couldn't do too much against him, though. Well, not against the 3 of them together. If it was just Krieg, then Krieg would have got bodied. Krieg also got bodied by Battle Beast. He was just getting tossed, dragged, spun, flipped, dipped, baked, fillet, butterflied. He was getting it all type of ways. He was catching all type of ways. So Krieg, you are officially on fraud watch. And you know what? I should have listened to my homeboy when he said, I've never really seen a Krieg fan base like that. And now I'm starting to get why. I hope that's not the case for you for the rest of this show, but we will see. I hope to see better though. Anissa, she put up points. So first off, she was beating the shit out of Mark and having a little bit too much fun doing it. Foreshadow, maybe? Possibly. But she was beating the dog shit out of Mark. Then she was fighting Omni-Man one-on-one. She was beating him in their first showing. She was winning majority of that fight. Then Omni-Man got in a punch and then we off screen. But then when we came back, those two were pretty much even. Omni-Man did get a chance to break away from the fight because of the demon dogs that were raining down. But she was keeping Omni-Man occupied. They were really battling it out, going blow for blow. And from the action that we got, she had the edge most of the fight. So that was pretty impressive. Oh, and then the dogs couldn't really do much to her at all. We seen a dog come down on her, but she dealt with it with absolute ease. And we know she dealt with it with ease because it was off screen. And when we seen her again, she had no marks, no scratches, no nothing. So Anissa is pretty strong. And I would say she definitely lived up to the hype. I honestly didn't know what to expect from her because of that Alan moment. That Alan moment has thrown everything off for me. I got to rewatch that Alan moment to make sure that it was Anissa, but I'm pretty sure it was Anissa. And that's why I wasn't sure what to expect from her. But what we got from her was absolutely cold. She was going crazy. It didn't really seem like there was anyone there that could really that was just too much for her. She was hanging with everybody. And if she wasn't hanging, she was beating the shit out of them. So Anissa definitely lived up to the hype. Homegirl, I honestly thought she was dead. But, well, if you would have asked me before this season started, I thought she was dead, but I'm not really sure where to put her because I didn't really have any real expectations for her, but she really didn't do much. But I wouldn't expect too much from her considering that Mark was handling her pretty well, and this was pre-Conquest. This was pre-Langstrom. This was pre all of that. This was pre-Oliver. So he's kind of on fraud watch. Although, like I said, I didn't have many expectations for her anyways, but I didn't really see her do anything that was detrimental in any sort of way. You know what? She might be a fembot or you know what? Because I didn't have any expectations for her, I'm keeping her in fraud watch. This fat dude, I'm going to put him, he's another one that I didn't really have any expectations for. So I'm going to also put him on fraud watch just because he's a Viltrumite. See, when you're a Viltrumite, I'm still expecting numbers from you. Although I'm going into it not expecting much from you personally, but I'm always going to expect something from Viltrumites. I'm always going to expect them to get down. And those two, they weren't really getting down like that. Homeboy got scratched by one of the demon dogs. He said, he was talking tough like this is merely just a distraction. But when it came time to fight Alan, they had to fight him 3v1 because Alan was too much for one of them. So I'm going to definitely put him there. I might have to move Krieg down. We're doing this episode only. Battle Beast. Ooh, Battle Beast. I would probably say, see, the reason why I can't put him on fraud watch is because unlike the rest of these guys, Battle Beast actually did catch a body. We seen that he killed one of the Viltrumites, and then I believe he did. He either killed him or he seriously messed him up. But I'm pretty sure he killed him. And then he also was beating just put 5 more minutes on there. Let me finish. Not me, nothing, but Battle Beast, the reason why I can't put him in Fraud Watch, because unlike the rest of these frauds, Battle Beast was catching some bodies. I believe he killed one of the Viltrumites. If he didn't, then he seriously messed him up. But he was also beating the dog out of General Krieg. I believe he smacked Anissa too. I think that was Anissa that he gave a concussion to. I can't remember. I just remember him coming over somebody to the back of the head with that golden club or whatever that thing is. Said bow. I can't remember who it was. It was either, I don't think it was Anissa. It might have been one of the other ones, but it was definitely one that was within their strongest core. It was definitely one of the ones that flew off at the end. And like I said, he beat the shit out of Krieg. And the only way that he was able to be taken out of the fight is because he can't fly. That was the only reason why he got taken out of the fight, is because he's on a jetpack trying to fight Thrag, the strongest Viltrumite in the universe, and he's on a jetpack. So obviously Thrag does the smartest thing you could do and just send him off. There's no way he's getting back here. Crush his jetpack, send him off, and leave him to float. It only makes sense. So I completely understood that move by Thrag. So I'm not going to put him on Fraud Watch because he didn't really get a chance to really do what he wanted to do. But it's like I can't really say he lived up to the hype. Is he on Fraud Watch or has he lived up to the hype? We'll do this. We're going to let the chat decide. Leave a comment down below if you think Battle Beast was a fraud, if he's on Fraud Watch, if he lived up to the hype, or he's a Fembot. I will absolutely not accept exceeded the hype, and I won't accept Fembot. The only ones I will accept is lived up to the hype and Fraud Watch. On to our next one. That is Alan. Because Alan did catch a lot of Viltrumite bodies, and Alan was just kind of all over the field supporting everyone, I would say Alan definitely lived up to the hype. I don't think more than Anissa, but I think he's cool right there. I was very close to putting him in Fraud Watch because I have not liked Alan's showing this season. They made him out to be such a strong character when he first came back to whatever the last time was. But we really haven't really seen him catch some bodies or really go crazy or put up much numbers. Yes, he caught some bodies in this episode, but that's only because of Tech Jacket. That was not 10 minutes. Nami, let me finish. I'm almost done. Okay, Nami, I'll let you know when I'm done. But the more you interrupt me, then I have to start over and do it all over again. So can you please just let me tell you when I'm done? But yes, Alan was only able to do what he did because of the assist that he had from Steve Nash, aka Tech Jacket. It was just all over the place. So I'm going to actually put Alan behind. No, I'm going to keep him up here because he was usually, when we did see Alan, he was usually fighting 2 or 3 of them at a time every time that we seen him. So I will give him the credit of that. So for that, I will keep him and lived up to the hype. But I really want them to let him put up some points, let him loose, let him do his thing. This woman, absolute Fembot. Is it pretty much obvious now that this is the traitor? Is that pretty much obvious? And I just don't understand the big why. I'm sure I can already assume why, and it's sort of the same sentiment that the other traitor had, and the fact that they just think the Viltrum Empire is just way too strong and that they'll never be able to win, so they might as well join the winning side now. It could be something like that. But the whole giving Alan the smooch and then telling him to go save the galaxy is crazy if she's the traitor. So you know what? I'm not going to put her in Fembot yet. I will say she's on Fraud Watch, because she might just be a fraud. If she told Alan that and is 100% the traitor, that's some nasty, slimy, greasy work. Absolute filthy. Who else we got here? Omni-Man. So we're getting into Oliver, Omni-Man, and Mark. I think those are, well, they're not the last characters here. This is pretty much the last of it. Omni-Man and Mark both deserve nothing but the highest praise, especially Omni-Man. Omni-Man really let his experience show this episode, because what he was able to do and what he was able to think of, and just a matter of, well, he did have a lot of time to think considering he was flying for so long after Thrag hit him with the nastiest uppercut I've ever seen. But he still had to come up with that idea fairly quickly, mobilize everybody on the spot quickly. He was another character who was also all over the battlefield telling, like when he told Alan, hey, go help this person, obviously destroying the planet. And that was his plan to do so. What else? He couldn't do anything to Thrag, but no one can do anything to Thrag. I would say Omni-Man definitely exceeded the hype. I loved to see that from Omni-Man. I did wish we did get to see Omni-Man catch the Viltrumite bodies, bring us back to that Omni-Man that we know and not Nolan. But all in all, I still think he exceeded the hype. Mark definitely lived up to the hype. I can't really put him too high, because at the end of the day, he still didn't do quite as much as the people above him. but he definitely had the most aura, especially when he said that I killed Conquest, so kill you too. That was hard. Of course, though, it didn't really go anywhere because Thrag is Thrag. But I loved the expressions on all of the Viltrumites as they looked down and said, oh shit, he did what? And then, of course, we get the look from Anissa, who's kind of, hey, Anissa's freaked out, bro. She need help because he was looking at Mark like a snack when he said that. She really need help. And if that's foreshadowing, then, oh my goodness. But Mark did what he could, but just coming off with a fight with Conquest is no excuse. But we know how Mark is. Mark has to really vamp up. You have to get Mark to that level. He's not at that level off the rip. You got to get him to that level. Mark didn't really have the best showing against the Viltrumites. The best thing he did was take down the planet. And because he was part of the planet, took down the planet, I got to keep him in, lived up to the hype. If he wasn't a part of that, though, he probably would have been in Fraud Watch. But I do think that moment of aura also does add in a lot to this. And then, of course, we have Oliver. Oliver is nothing but a pure Thraxan Fembot. 1000%. This whole episode was just, he's not that tough. I don't see what the big, bro. Do you ever learn that Thraxans were supposed to age faster? Is it also something that's part of the Thraxan DNA to just get dumber? Do you get dumber the older you get? Is that what it is? Is that why Oliver seems to be able to not comprehend strength? If Conquest was way too much for you, would you think you would have a chance against Thrag? Especially after you've seen what he did to your father. Come on, bro. We're never going to have a chance to do anything. He didn't even let you touch him. He said, caught your fist, caught your little weak punch, and said, don't touch that. No. And then without even trying, smacks him so hard that his body leaves the arm that he's holding on to. Come on, Oliver. You got to really tighten up, dude. Like, it's like your only purpose in this world is to just be a crash dummy, bro. Is to just be a crash dummy. Oliver's a YN for real. He don't have no sense, no home training. And what's crazy is he has home training. He's just dumb. That is the only thing that can possibly give an explanation for Oliver. He just has to be dumb. My dog. You could give Oliver, like in Grand Theft Auto 5, you can give Oliver 3 different options of places to rob. 3 different entryways. 3 different getaways, right? One of the options to rob is going to be a convenience store, only one person working there, no security, no weapons behind the counter. That's going to be his first option. His second option, he'd have a local bank, only one guard and only one teller, right? But Oliver's the type of stupid that'll say, nah, I want the Pentagon. I want the shit that got 10 niggas outside, all types of lasers and security that my brain can't possibly get through because I'm a moron. Give me the Pentagon. With all of the easiest options on Oliver's plate, with all of the stress-free options, there's no gun to his head. The only thing he has to do is pick the smart options. And let me tell you, Oliver is going to go crash out every single time. He's going to go crash dummy every single time. With everything handed to him, with everything in the world, give it to him. No gun pointing at his head. You don't got to name no DDG songs. Give me the Pentagon. This is what Oliver would do. Give me the Pentagon. With all the options I have, with everything made so easy for me, give me the Pentagon. Oliver, enjoy your position this week. You are our Fembot. You are more of a Fembot than BB is. You are an absolute moron. And if I was Mark, you wouldn't go anywhere with me ever again. I'd be tired of you. I'm already tired of you. And you're not even my brother. I ain't even got to look out for you. I just feel sorry for Mark. But with that pick, we move into our last but ultimately very not least, that is Thrag. I know last week I went in on Thrag, but I am here to correct my wrongs and say completely exceeded all hype that I had for him. Other than, of course, letting his planet blow up, he still exceeded the hype. Step back he hit on Omni-Man was just a pure chef's kiss of the representation of his speed versus everyone else's. He hit him with the swiftest little, and then came up around him so hard he went flying straight into the planet and could not catch himself. Then, when he gets back up, Thrag is already down there. Thrag's not even trying to bully him. He starts to have a conversation. That's when you know that no matter what, you're winning no matter what they throw at you. No matter what they got behind their back, it don't matter because you're him. That's how Thrag was moving this episode. It don't matter if you got 9,000 of them scourge viruses strapped to your motherfucking wayside. It don't matter because I'm Thrag and I do what I want. I am him. So, Thrag, you earned it. you are 100% undoubtedly the MVP of this episode. The floor was yours. The lights were on you and you dropped points. You went absolutely crazy. So shout out, Drag. This will be all for me today. I cannot wait till we get week 3, which looks like will be our final week of reviewing the big 3. From then on, it will go down to separate segments of their respective shows. I know we didn't have it for too long, but we have to enjoy it while we do have it. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe to the channel, share the videos. I got some prizes possibly coming up this month, but I know for sure we got some prizes coming up next month. We got some great ways for you all to be interactive and to play some of the channel games with us. Make sure you're subscribed because this will probably be the easiest chance to win some money on YouTube, considering there's not going to be too much people in my comments anyways. So make sure you subscribe, make sure you hit that bell so you can be notified of when all the prizes are going to start, what the prizes are going to be, how you win the prizes. But other than that, y'all, fuck all the prizes, fuck all that. We one day would like to write and direct ourselves. And every comment, share, subscriber, it all helps move one step. It all helps. So please comment, subscribe, and share. This has been our second look, and we will see you in another video, in another day, in another chair.